Hey you guys, today we are making this large lantern with Dollar Tree frames. So welcome back to Lisa and Company, where we do all things budget-friendly DIY design and decor. Alrighty, let's get started. We have all our parts here, and this is going to be a really quick build. There's just a couple of things we have to do first. I have to take the screw out of this, and I'm terrible at this for some reason, so I'm gonna head downstairs and get Bruce to do that one for me. We just have to take the little hooks off the back of these so that we can use those a little bit easier, and most importantly, we've just got to take apart the Dollar Tree frames and get them sort of glued up. But we're gonna do this in real time, and I'm gonna show you just how easy this lantern is to build, and one of the hacks that I learned along the way to make these Dollar Tree lanterns really strong. Alrighty, only a slight change of plans on exactly what I'm doing here. I'm still using my 4 Dollar Tree frames. I'm still using these ones, but instead of doing traditional lantern where I had this and I had the knob on top, I'm gonna make a slightly more streamlined lantern, and I'm gonna pop a picture up on the screen. These West Elm lanterns are absolutely stunning, and the 15-inch tall one, which is almost exactly what I'm doing, is $123 Canadian. I'm pretty sure we can do this for less than $10. So I am going to start gluing this up, and like I said, I'm going to do it in real time just so you can see how quick and easy this is. I'll come back when this is all done. Here we go. So first thing, I want to tell you, these frames are so flimsy if you try to use them on their own. I mean, they're actually foam, and it's not this one, but even when I was taking out the little clips, I broke a couple. They're literally foam. But we're going to do a paint finish on here that will completely cover all of that. Here's what I learned a long time ago, even before my YouTube channel, and I'm going to try to find who I saw do this so they can get their credit for it, because it just made so much sense. So instead of attaching your frames like this and then doing the same thing on the other side, we're going to go around in a, you know what? I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to try to explain it because I just feel like it's not going to make a lot of sense. So I'm going to be using my hot glue as well as my Gorilla Instant Glue, just because I find the hot glue doesn't always stay terribly well on these foam frames. Also a good idea to try to keep your glue towards the back of the frame, so if any squeezes out the front, you can't see it. It's a lot easier to deal with it on the back. All right, so I'm setting this one down on top and just making sure that it's all lined up. Now, even though the Gorilla Glue is, I think, 10 or 20 seconds, something like that, I just find that using the hot glue makes sure you get that really instant hold. All right, for the next one, you may assume that I was just going to put it on here. Well, I'm not, and this is why this is so much stronger than doing it that way. I'm gonna turn this, and I'm gonna take the next frame, and instead of putting it on the outside like this one is, whoops, oh, that was close. I'm gonna put it on top. And what happens is then the next one goes on top of this one and to the side of this one, and it just stops the whole frame from torquing. Think of a really inexpensive, junky piece of furniture built of particle board. And you know when you're trying to move it and the whole thing just torques? Well, that's what this lantern would do if I put it together kind of the other way. So I'm gonna keep going so you can see what I'm doing. while we're building this, I want to share with you guys that this is part of a whole collaboration today called the Fall Lantern Collab 2023. And right down in the description box, you can click on the entire playlist and just hang out this afternoon and watch video after video with amazing decor ideas. This is hosted by one of my oldest friends on YouTube, Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner. Don't forget to check out her channel. It's listed down below in the description box, and tell her I said hello. If you're joining us from the playlist, make sure you head down to the comments below, say hello, and introduce yourself. Now you won't be able to see until we're a little bit more done, but it's just so much more sturdy than it would be if we'd done it the other way. Then when we add these frames in, it's going to make it even more sturdy. So I'm gonna flip this up. All I did was pop out the clips, and we're gonna use the open one at the top, and this closed one is gonna create the bottom. Now, of course, because this is Dollar Tree, it didn't line up exactly, and I know I'm overthinking it a little bit, but this is what I mean here. It's perfectly level at the top and it's a little bit off here. But like I said, we're gonna do a really neat paint finish on it, so we won't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this one to the top and this one to the bottom. This always gives me a chuckle. I love the shape of these, but I can't imagine many places that you would actually use a sign like this. Now, admittedly, these are old. They're from a Dollar Tree from years ago. I have no idea if they're still available, but kind of makes me chuckle that some of the things that Dollar Tree comes up with, bizarre. And that's it for that, you guys. So I'm gonna let that set up for a little bit. Weird thing I forgot to finish. I should have glued this in. Partly, well, as much as anything, we don't want these to scratch whatever surface we put them on. So I am going to quickly take out these clips and glue in this base piece and give it a quick coat of paint. And then we are going to start the finish on the rest of it. I am going to mix up some Dollar Tree black acrylic paint with some baking soda and make some like faux salt wash. This is not anywhere as good as Salt Wash. I keep meaning to order it and totally forgetting every time I go online. Just saying, it's something I've really wanted to try, having done this sort of faux Salt Wash a couple of times. So I am going to do that again today. And this is just really good if you have something imperfect or you want to make it look imperfect, because we're kind of going to glob it all over the place and create some really cool texture on the lantern. I never measure this when I make it. My apologies. I just kind of do it by eye until I get what I'm looking for, which is kind of what I understand you do with Salt Wash as well. But seeing as I've never actually used it, please do not take my word for it. All right, so I'm gonna lift this up a little bit so you can kind of see. You definitely want to get as many of the lumps out as you can, but you see how it makes this sort of I'm gonna get like peanut butter sort of texture. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. I can always make some more if I need it, but this is just a coat to create some texture right on our lantern. Now that this is all dry, I'm just gonna I'm actually using a really, really old sanding block that's doesn't have a lot of grit. It was fine, as in fine grit to begin with, and it doesn't have a lot left on it, but I save it for stuff just like this. So we're just going to very slightly knock back some of this texture, and it's literally just to get the loose stuff off. You could probably use your fingers. I'm just kind of wiping over with my fingers now, but it'll just even it out a tiny bit. It gets rid of glops of the texture, especially when like in the corner here. I don't know if that shows up that well on camera. So I'm just gonna knock it back a little bit. Then I'm gonna go over the entire thing with a coat of the black acrylic Dollar Tree paint. You can use anything, any black paint. I'll do this, then we'll paint it, and we're almost there. I had so much fun making this and styling it today. So thank you to Kenya for creating this collab and inviting us all to participate. I really hope you enjoyed seeing this really simple Dollar Tree lantern build, and I hope you'll try it out yourself. Why don't you head down to the comments and let me know if you would make it like this or you would change it up a little bit. I would love to hear your ideas. That's a wrap for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by Lisa and Company. Don't forget to check us out over on Instagram, where we share all kinds of shenanigans from the rest of our lives. And until then, we'll see you in the next video.